Let's kill those gaps in sound. Parallel routing. Hey, good afternoon, guys. So I've been working on this whole plethora time switching thing and wondering about ways to cover and mask the drop in sounds when you change from one preset to another. This is similar to the Helix for sure. With the Hxstomp, if you do this, it's a much smaller gap in loading time, but it's there and everything drops. And that's why snapshots were invented, so you stay in one preset with one load and you change all the knobs. That's why hot knobs are there in the plethora. But parallel routing, which is very cool, which is something I use all the time, and for 6 months this thing has been sitting in front of me and I haven't used it really that way. So what I did was I put in 2 separate FX loop blocks in a preset and ran my amp, the Iridium, down one path and the plethora down the other path, and I set up a thing, EXP, so that you could turn up and down the plethora and hear the difference between the two and match the sounds between the two, and it seems to work. I can flick back and forth without any drop in sound because the dry sound will come through, with the amps or with the drives or whatever comes through, and then the effects come up around the side of it, and it's a pretty cool sound. And no matter what I'm doing, it's not really dropping, maybe once or twice. So to me, this seems a solution. Try it out. If you want the preset I used, do it, or otherwise it's a really simple thing. Just another tip: turn the mix level down on a regular stereo loop, and it will pass through the dry guitar signal. Even if you turn it all the way down, it will kill everything. If you turn it all the way up, you'll only get the sound coming from the pedal in the loop, be that an amp or be that the plethora or another delay pedal or whatever. So mess with those. And to me, it seems the sound is a lot stronger. You have individual control over everything, and you can mix and merge them all together. The Helix. There's a diagram of a LS2 way down the back. I'll stick one here in front of this video and then show you this thing working, and let me know what you think. Maybe it will help someone, I don't know, but think about running your plethora in parallel. If you don't have a plethora, in '91 this thing was introduced, the LS2 from Boss. Check that out. Should work. Right, I wanted to film this. I've been messing with this parallel routing thing today, and what I've done is I've split from Hxstomp. Left's going here, or right, or one or the other, and I've got the Iridium out of the loop here and into the right side, and then I've hooked this thing up to an expression pedal. Is it this one? Yeah. So there's the signal path. We've got an Iridium up the front, and then down here on a parallel path, the plethora. And I've got a foot switch set up to bring it in. So have a look. Drops and comes back. That's on 100%, I'll turn it up. So with that, the amp is always staying in usage. I can flick it and change, and that's coming through unaffected. And this side, change. You're getting the dry signal coming through or the amped up signal coming through, no problem. Leave that on 100. during the drops, it seems to me that the dry side is coming through just fine. But the other thing I found here is, if you're on a regular preset, it tends to work out. This is with the stereo loop set in, so here I don't have individual control of the loops, but I can still adjust that, no problem. I flick through. Seems to be working okay and switching okay without massive losses because this thing is covering it. If I balance the output of this with the output of that, especially with this first preset, it seems to be working fine. So I'm wondering if I'm missing anything else here, but for sure, if I'm using this on a single loop, come on thing, and leave the mix down about 70%, stop doing that, or 68, just so that some sound is coming through. So if sound's coming through there and getting in, it doesn't even matter if you're there, you can move this to the same path. Aha. Could have been just that path. Yeah, noise gate. No. So it's still coming through uninterrupted. Bit of a nudge there depending on what board you're going to, but it seems to me running stuff in parallel might be the answer. I'll put the entire Plethora in parallel in your route, and I'll stick a image in. There's a Boss LS2 line selector 2. It's been about 30 years that it's been in production, and I don't know, maybe somebody in the group has that and can try it out, or you have a looper that does allow for mixing like this, where you can either adjust the mix down or run in parallel. It's a good old-fashioned way. But to me that seems to resolve switching on the fly. Obviously that would be the same thing as switching presets here, which is not something that you would do, for the same reasons that the Plethora has. When you're changing presets, things drop. It's a very little bit, but it is annoying when it happens. So, yeah, if anybody wants this preset, let me know. Or if someone can try this themselves, would be pretty cool.